What is going on, my individuals? Drexler here. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. Today I have 14 of the most disliked hairstyles that you men need to avoid here in 2019. Now, I'm not trying to put anybody down who has these specific hairstyles. If you guys have been subscribed to my channel for a while, then you obviously know that I've had my fair share of really bad hairstyles. So I seriously have no room to talk or point the finger at all. All I'm saying is that as men, we need to always, progress. And the only way to do that sometimes is to have a friend to help us out along the way and let us know when we are doing something wrong. So today I'm here to be that friend for some of you guys. Sometimes it's good for us dudes to be told what we need to hear and not necessarily what we want to hear. And remember, what may have been cool 2 or 3 years ago, or even like a year ago, may not be as cool as it is today. All right, now number one, let's go ahead and just get this out of the way. I did my research this last week, and one of the top hairstyles that are simply just a no-go is the undercut man bun. Now, the undercut man bun, you guys, I'm sad to say, it's a wrap. It's done skis. It had its time, it was dope, it was different, and it was really just something. But it's time to leave it in the past. For those of you who have a man bun or that still really like this style, I would recommend to go for something a little less drastic, such as this. As you can see, the undercut is very low rather than so high, near the crown. Number two is the spiky bang. This is more like a recent trend, but in my opinion, it needs to go, and it needs to go fast. The cut is good, don't get me wrong. However, the bang in the front is not very complimentary to any face shape, in my opinion. I would suggest popping up the front for a more messy quiff instead. This is really gonna benefit you and benefit your look as a whole. By the way, you guys, for any of you who want a nice little discount off of Shavu men's premium hair products, I will put that down in the description below. Shavu is my brand, and we are dedicated to creating high quality products that not only work well, but actually benefit the health of your overall hair. For instance, we have the activating oil cleanser that works as a healthy shampoo, so that way you don't even have to use conditioner afterwards. Our hairstyling product, Ocean Clay, not only works as an amazing high holding product, but it also works like a hair mask, providing your hair with nutrients all day long. And then of course, we just got through releasing Ocean Sea Salt Spray, which gives your hair amazing volume, and it also has a heat protectant in it, so that way it protects your hair from the heat of the blow dryer. So again, I'll be sure to put all of the information down in the description below. Number three, the aggressive undercut, or should I say the original Macklemore. It's not necessarily a bad haircut by any means, but women are growing tired of how dull the trend has become amongst the legions of men around the world. And don't get me wrong, I myself, I love this cut, and I was doing it for years. I've been doing it for like the last 4 or 5 years. If you guys have been subscribed to this channel, then you obviously know that. But times are changing. It's time to move on. If you're going for an undercut, at least have a nice fade going on, so that way the undercut is not so drastic from the short hair to the longer hair on top. You want to have at least a little bit of length right here near the crown. The last thing you want to do is rock that Phil and Lil hairstyle, where it's like basically bald on the sides and then boom, it's all like this big voluminous top. It's just not appealing anymore. Number four, the angular fringe. Now this one, it had its time. It for sure had its time. It looked great. And who's to say that, it just might come back in style again within the next couple of decades or so. However, if you are a young man about to enter into adulthood, I would say to go ahead and trash this hairstyle. In my opinion, I would say this is a good look for more so teenage boys or younger, like high school, maybe even younger than that, junior high. Number five is the extra long side swept undercut. Now this cut isn't bad. It's just the way it's styled. If you have an undercut this long, you guys, give it some texture, style it back. Swooping it all to one side was cool a couple years ago, but it just really isn't that cool anymore, to be honest. Number six, now I call this one the overdue. Just like, if it looks like freaking Picasso styled it, then it's just not giving off a very masculine or confident vibe. Instead, it's gonna look like you're just trying too hard. I would suggest going for something just a little bit more simple. Number seven is colored looks. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of our celebrities and music artists color their hair these days, but they're rock stars. I mean, they're here to put on a show. If you're a single dude getting ready to go out on the dating scene, I would suggest just to kind of stay away from that in the beginning, just to kind of play it safe. You don't want to risk too much. You want to have your options open. You know, you want to broaden your chances as much as possible. And then when you're dating that girl, then ask her, you know, if she likes that look, because not all women like their dudes to have colorful hair. That's just the way it is. So I would play it safe in the beginning and then go ahead and ask your girl if she digs it or not. And if she does, then cool, go ahead and rock it, because a lot of these styles and a lot of these colored looks do look really cool and really fresh. Number 8, high volume. Now, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. You know, if your hair looks like you just touched one of those electric ball things, then I would suggest switching it up and just relax. You know, you don't need a hairstyle going up that high and being that crazy. It's just overall too much, and I would suggest going for something a little bit more chill, just a little bit more relaxed. Number 9, the modern mullet. Yeah. Moving on, number 10, too many side designs. Now, side designs are cool, you know, but just like if you put too many stickers on your car, you're just overdoing it and it looks whack. So keep it simple. If you're gonna do a side design, keep it simple, keep it cool. Do like one line, you're good. You don't have to go all out and prove to everybody how cool and how different and how unique you are. You can do that in so many other different ways. Just don't do it this way. Number 11, luscious locks. Now, long hair is not a bad thing by any means. However, a woman isn't gonna want her man to have more beautiful looking hair than hers. You get me? So if you have long hair, I would suggest to get things a little, you know, shake it up and get things a little bit more rugged looking. Put in some sea salt spray, maybe a little bit of like clay, just to get some nice texture in there, and just to mess it up a little so it doesn't look so pretty. Number 12, the classic over geller. Now this is a type of hairstyle that was that gained a lot of popularity in the 90s, where it was all about just super stiff, rock hard hair. A woman likes to put her fingers through a dude's hair, you know what I'm saying? And there's only one thing on a dude's body that she wants rock hard, and it's not his hair. So I would suggest staying away from those gelled up looks, unless you're, you know, unless you have like really long hair and you're going to the gym or something and you need something to hold it all in place, then of course, cool. Number 13, we have the 90s Nick Carter look. Now I know the 90s came back in like crazy, and I know a lot of the younger dudes like the 90s look because they haven't been through the 90s. Like I was through the 90s. I did all that when it actually became popular. So I know it's cool for a lot of the new younger dudes, like the 12 to 15-year-olds, you know, they get a chance to kind of live out the 90s, so I get that. However, there's just some things that should be left in the 90s, and this is one of them. But if you're a younger dude and you're still in elementary, junior high, or even high school, then I would say go ahead and just have fun, dude, and go at it. But for any of my young men who are about to enter into adulthood or who are adults, I would say to stay away from this look. And number 14, the modern day rat tail, inspired by Drexler himself. Yes, I had this cut a couple years ago, and I guess it was cool back then, but definitely not today. I know we were trying for that video, we were trying to do something different and creative, and a lot of people liked it. However, it just wasn't really my style. So in this day and age, definitely in 2019, no dude should be attempting this one. All right, so I hope you guys dug that. Thumbs up if you did. Now, before I go, it is time for today's motivational message of the day. And right now, I want to encourage you guys to dare to be different. You know, in the times that we live in, it's easy for people to accept what is the same. You know, people don't like to accept what's different. And the thing that just sucks, and you know, we all do it, about 99% of us, even myself, the thing that sucks is that when we find that thing that makes us different, that makes us unique, we downplay it because, you know, we want to be accepted by others. We know people won't accept it, and so we decide to then downplay it and conform to culture, so that way we can fit in. But I do gotta say, when you give it time, at the end of the day, people, they learn to accept what is different. You know, they eventually come around to it, and then they respect the things that stand out. For instance, why do you think they took Old Town Road off the Billboard charts for country music? Because it was different. It didn't align perfectly with the culture of country music. It didn't follow the rules, you know, it wasn't country enough, it wasn't hip hop enough. So I encourage you guys, embrace your gifts, embrace your dreams, embrace those things that make you different and that make you an individual. So I hope you guys dug today's message. If you are new, be sure to hit the notifications button to be informed when I drop some new content, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. My name is Drexler. Shakura.